Assalamualaikum friends, how are you? Hope so you all are good. And now we're going to discuss the next topic of the chapter 8. And what is chapter 8? Chapter 8 is the waves. So I told you about the waves. What are waves? Waves is the disturbance in the medium. Okay, if you didn't listen my last lecture, then you can concern to that lecture. I will share the link up in description. So now we are going to discuss the longitudinal waves and transverse waves. And if you are new on my channel, subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Thank you. Okay, let's start here. Transverse wave and longitudinal waves. So remember that I told you about the progressive waves, and I said that there are two types of progressive waves. What are these two types? Longitudinal and transverse wave. So, what are transverse wave? So, let's remove these colors. If I can remove, I can't remove, so I just clear this picture. Here. Okay. Sorry. Okay. What a transverse wave? A transverse wave are those waves in which particles of the medium are displaced in a direction perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of wave. So, what is the meaning of that definition? Here you can see that particles of the medium are displaced in the direction perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of wave. It means that कि ये वो waves होती हैं जिनमें particle जो होता है ना वो किस direction में move करता है? Particle जो होता है वो perpendicular to the direction of wave move करता है. ठीक है, इसका मतलब कि अगर wave इस तरफ जा रही है, wave ऐसे ऐसे जा रही है, इस तरफ move कर रही है, तो particle देखें किस तरह move कर रहा है. ये for example this is particle. Here's particle. So particle is moving like this. Here, then it goes there, then it goes there, and then there. So you can see from these directions that particle is moving perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of wave, because wave is propagating in this direction. Okay, wave is propagating in this direction, but particle is moving like this, then like this, and then like this. Okay, now move if you understand it. Okay, move. Longitudinal waves are those waves in which particles of the medium have displacement along the direction of the propagation of wave. In these waves, particles move in the same direction as the wave is propagating. So you can understand the longitudinal waves by this example. We can take the example of spring, because spring moves like this. Okay, let me explain it. Okay, here I have a spring. Okay, this end is in my hand and the other end I just attached to a table or anything. For example, हमारे घर में कोई मेख लगी होती है, हम उसके साथ बांध देते हैं. Now I pull it. मैं इसको इस तरफ खींचती हूँ. ठीक है, तो ये स्प्रिंग जो है वो इस तरफ आ जाएगा. And then I leave it. मैं उसे छोड़ देती हूँ तो वो इस तरफ चला जाएगा. ठीक है, जब वो इस तरफ प्रोपगेट करेगा तो ये स्प्रिंग भी इधर ही जाएगा, यानी इसमें जो पार्टिकल्स हैं दे विल मूव इन द सेम डायरेक्शन एज द वेव इज मूविंग. ओके, तो वेव और पार्टिकल आर मूविंग बोथ इन द सेम डायरेक्शन. Then the wave is longitudinal wave, and if the particle is moving perpendicular to the direction of the wave, then wave is transverse wave. Okay, I hope so you got this point. Okay, let me clear this. And if you didn't got this point, then I just clear it with an example. Okay, let me show you. Here's the example. Okay. For example of the transverse wave. Let's suppose you have a rope. You say to your sister that hold the opposite end of the rope. Then you give it up and down jerk like this. You just give it down jerk or you can give it up jerk. Okay? Let me clear this. Example of transverse wave. Let's suppose you have a rope. You say to your sister that hold the opposite end of the rope, and then you give it up and down jerk like. Okay. Now you see that hump is traveling away from you and toward your sister. So it means particle is moving toward the sister, and this is transverse wave which produced due to up and down jerk in which particle is moving perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of wave. Okay, let's have a clear image of it. Okay, फर्स्ट करें आपने एक रोप लिया है, ठीक है. अब यहाँ पर मेरे पास जगह नहीं है, लेकिन मैं आपको ये वाइट बोर्ड पर समझा सकती हूँ. लेट मी क्लियर दिस पिक्चर. ओके, here color is this. Okay, for example, you have rope. Okay, you got this top, and then you come to your sister. You have one end of the rope in your hand, and you come to your sister and say her that please pick the second end of the rope. Okay, then you give a down jerk to the rope. Then rope will become like this. Okay, and here. Okay, rope will, when you give it down jerk, it will become like this, and this thing is called hump. This is called hump. H-U-M-P, hump. This word is used in your book, and this hump mean like this. You give it down jerk, then it moves like this. Now, what next? This hump will move toward your sister, like down jerk. Okay. Now, this down jerk will move to your sister like this. Okay, like this. Particle is perpendicular to, ये देखें, जब particle, for example, from this picture, particle is propagating perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of wave. Wave is propagating there, and particle is like this, like this, like this. Okay, so I just remove this, sorry. And then next, the other one, that is longitudinal waves. So longitudinal waves, like the wave produced in spring. So waves produced in spring like this. Let me choose a color. Okay, wave which produced in spring, like you have a spring. Okay, one end of the spring is in your hand, and other end is attached to the cardboard or anything. Okay, now you pull it towards you. Okay, particle is moving toward you. When you leave it, particle will move toward this. Okay, so particles are moving in the direction of the propagation of wave. So this is called longitudinal wave. Let me show you the picture. Of this. Okay, here is a, sorry, hope so. Yes. Let me show the picture. Okay, example of longitudinal wave. Let's suppose you have a rope. You have a spring in your hand. So one end of the spring is in your hand, and other end is attached to to anything like wall, table, or etc. So now you pull the spring toward you and then leave it. The wave travel toward the wall as our table, okay, means toward other end of the spring. This wave which move in the direction of the particle is called longitudinal waves. So this was the lecture. So I just show you the picture. You can take screenshot of this. Then next is this. Is this? With this, and the other one is, and the last one is this. Okay. So hope so you got this point. अगर आपको समझ नहीं भी आया तो आप मुझसे पूछें, दोबारा पूछें, देन मैं आपको समझाऊंगी, आपको कोशिश करूंगी कि आपको समझ आ जाए. लेकिन अगर मैं आपको फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा कैमरे की मदद से बताऊं तो लेट मी शो यू camera. Okay, here you can see here when one end of the row of the spring is in your hand and the other is here moving, okay, then particle will move in the direction of the propagation of wave, and this is called longitudinal wave. Longitudinal waves are those waves in which particle move in the direction of the propagation of wave. जिस डायरेक्शन में वेव ट्रैवल कर रही होती है उसी डायरेक्शन में पार्टिकल भी ट्रैवल करता है. और जो हमारे पास ट्रांसवर्स वेव होती हैं उनमें क्या होता है कि हमारे पास अप एंड डाउन जर्क हम देते हैं और ट्रैवल करती है. जो पार्टिकल होता है वो हमेशा परपेंडिकुलर होता है टू द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द प्रोपगेशन ऑफ वेव. अब पार्टिकल इस तरफ मूव करे, अब इस तरफ मूव कर रहा है, फिर यहाँ पर आएगा तो ऐसे मूव करेगा, फिर यहाँ पर ऐसे मूव करेगा. तो देखें पार्टिकल की डायरेक्शन बार बार चेंज हो रही है. पार्टिकल इज मूविंग इन द डायरेक्शन परपेंडिकुलर टू द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द वेव. सो दीज वेव्स आर कॉल्ड ट्रांसवर्स वेव. This was today's lecture. Allah Hafiz, and remember me in your prayers.